What is up, everybody? So I made a bit of progress on the initial prototyping of the game, and initially all I really wanted to work on was getting a 2D scene and a 3D scene and the ability to switch between them and just kind of start getting this process going. And I'm pretty happy with what I come up with so far. So what we have here is a 2D scene which is using a hex grid, and I have some tiles that I picked up from Kenny, who makes a lot of different assets and resources. And then I also made a little 3D environment, which is basically just a flat mesh that just kind of expands out. And then we used, if I can find it here, a simple global script, which just allows us to change the scene based off of whatever path we give it. Right now it's hard-coded, which is not good coding practice, but we'll change that later as we actually have some sort of system. So when an army touches another army, it'll trigger a scene change and put us into this 3D world where we will actually be able to do battle and command our troops, change formations, and all the things that I actually have planned. So right now when we run the game, we get a simple 3D map or a 2D little hex map. I have the camera zoomed in. I don't know if I'm going to do that or if I'm going to end up like changing the size of these tiles or something. But this is about the size that I'm picturing. And then, of course, as you move and you'll unlock, like there'll be like a simple fog of war or something. And right now we have a simple scene change. If I hit tab, we have a little character that can move around. We have some basic collision. And right now we're just using the basic script that comes built in, which is going to be fine for our needs for quite a while. So we have a nice little project moving along here, and it's really organized. And that's one of the things that I've learned from a lot of my past projects that I just never finished because they eventually become a mess, is you just really want to make sure you have everything organized on day one, which is why it's so important to use like these globals so that you're like, okay, I know exactly where these are. I don't have spaghetti code. Eventually I'll have a signal bus, and I've learned a lot of lessons on how to organize code by writing a bunch of bad code that I now do not want to go back and fix. So starting from scratch, we want to make sure that we write with good coding practices as much as possible, because I want to make sure that this is a manageable project moving forward. And I'm quite happy with the way things are moving along so far. Anyways, guys, this has been a little update. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.